Hey everybody. This whole time there was music playing, but it was just for me because I forgot to set the settings so that it picked up on the OBS recording. It's Friday. It's Friday tea time. The world is doing some shit as usual. So before we start, quick solidarity with all of the Black Lives Matter protests. And a reminder that lives are more important than property. And now we'll get back to your regularly scheduled escape from all of the shit that is happening in the world. We are going to draw some ladies with some weapons, because that seems to be what Twitter felt we needed, and that's fair. I've got some reference images set up, got a blank page ready. Maybe we'll make backstories for the ladies with the weapons. Maybe we'll just draw ladies with weapons. I don't know. I'm only semi-prepared today, frankly. I stayed up too late watching the news last night. But if I run out of things to say, or get confused by a drawing, MusicBot is here to make sure that everything stays on track. Or to take it drastically off track. Either way, let's have some fun. Grab my pencil. Yes, Unicorn Duke, you are correct. It is Ladies with Weapons Day. And I think for the sake of my brain, I'm gonna start with a character of my own that I know what they look like. Just gonna open some reference images here. Let's see. Where did I put them? There they are. Oh no. I don't know how that happened. My computer is opening Illustrator. That was not what we wanted. Don't do that, computer. I'm sorry, I'm just wandering around in the wrong folders right now is what's happening. On the other screen. Oh, it's Adobe Illustrator. Oh, I opened that thing accidentally. Cool. Well, that was fun. I don't have a good computer filing system, it turns out. So I have to scroll back through time to try and figure out where I put stuff. I think I put it here. Yes. Found it. Yay. Yeah, in the computer's defense, that was my fault. Well, it was my fault-ish. I had sort of clicked on... Oh, I don't know if I want MusicBot to talk to my computer. Neither of them are particularly well behaved, it turns out. Okay, let's see. What will we have? What will we do? Yeah, exactly. I don't know that I want them getting together. So let's start with something simple. Let's start with just gonna... It has been a while since I drew people So I'm gonna need some ramp up here. Yeah, I might exactly. I might end up with a computer derelict in space. I've got a pose reference photo that I'm only partly using, which is probably not ideal. But that's fine. And, you know, just gonna I don't know. Rootbound to me sounds like it needs repotting. Because I did promise swords. That is not working. On the other hand, I don't know how else you wear a second longsword, so we'll go with it for now. Having it go on the other shoulder is weird. Okay. Yeah, gardening songs. It's nice and relaxing. I don't have a whole lot of... Turns out I don't have a whole lot of brain power for narration while I try and remember how to draw human beings. But if anyone has any sort of suggestions for variations of people with swords they'd like to see, feel free to shout it out, and maybe we'll do it. I'm sort of hoping that my warm-up is enough to get me back in the swing of drawing people instead of unicorns and armadillos. What else have we drawn lately? Flowers. Unicorns, armadillos, and flowers. Ooh, Regency or Victorian ladies with sharp weapons. I like it. Maybe Regency. Maybe next we'll do some Regency ladies with some rapiers. That would be good. Oh, human anatomy. Why you gotta be so complicated? So many small fiddly parts that have to make sense. Those are some tiny feet. Let's make them more like they fit the height of the person they're on. Yeah, that's better. Let's see. Fixing face shape. What did I do? This character had kind of a longer face. All of the drawings I've done of her, she looks annoyed. Which seems fair, really. What happened? All of a sudden she became an X-Man. Oh. Is it? That's just, this is just, the lines on the face are just an easy way to get a relative position for eyes based on the ear. I have a tendency to start to alter faces with the sort of, some people use this X. I have a tendency to do two lines, meaning that this is the sort of brow line and this is sort of the baseline for the eyes. Cool, just make that very faint. And come back in with things that make sense now that I have a sketch. Oh man, I am out of practice. It has been a while. And I think the tilt of the head is still wrong. No, no, no. Wrong button. Yeah, more like that. Okay, let's switch to... I'll keep the pencil. What color will we sketch in? Let's try blue. Blue will help me. Oh, Figment's just kidding about the single X-Men's the X-Men's. I did not start out drawing on a new layer. So I hope it's interesting to watch an artist try and remember how to draw a thing after quite the break, because that's what today looks like it's gonna be. Me remembering human anatomy, which is fine. Oh, Unicorn Duke, you've gone to the Wikipedia page for sword. Swords are great. Swords are super varied and interesting. We're just starting with kind of the basic sword for the sake of things. Ooh, Figment's made you're supposed to make a sword soon. That sounds exciting. What project is that? Ooh. To make a hybrid wood and resin sword that glows in the dark. Well, I feel like, yeah, do that. Absolutely do that. This is a role-playing character of mine, so there are a bunch of scars because I give her scars whenever I make stupid mistakes. Whenever I feel like I have taken damage from something I have done that was a bad miscalculation, I give the character a new scar. Okay, that was just a bit much here. Well, I want a hybrid wood and resin sword that glows in the dark. I feel like that's definitely a good project. And a great reason to check the Swords wiki. It's true, but for some reason in this game in particular, I have developed a tendency to talk to people longer than is probably a good idea based on how likely they are to stab me. So my enemies get the first hit a lot in this game. Ooh. Yes, a large mold. Well, I, for one, am excited to see how your glow-in-the-dark resident wood sword turns out. Because that sounds super awesome. Right? It sounds great. But what kind of sword will it be? There's a whole wiki now for you to look at to try and decide. Looking at camera or looking down at the sword? Looking down at the sword, maybe. Not convinced the eyes are working quite yet. They're a little bit wide. For the expression that I want. It's fine. Do. Oh, hello, they might be scientists. What we are drawing. We are drawing women with weapons. Today's theme is ladies with swords. Yeah, right now I've started by drawing a role-playing character of my own, because I mean, if you're gonna warm up, don't design a new character right away. And as I said, it's been a while since I've drawn people. That's not entirely true. I've drawn cartoon people and animated. Just, you know, this whole time. But it's sort of a different style. I say sort. It's a different style. It's not sort of a different style. It's absolutely a different style. It's a lot simpler because you have to animate it and draw it 1,000 times. So yeah, you know. I'm just remembering how people work. Remembering how all of their parts go together. And then we'll do some new people. Chat has already requested some Regency ladies, so I thought maybe some Regency ladies with rapiers might be nice. In those cute Empire waist dresses with a little bit of lace around the décolletage and fancy swords. Maybe channeling a little bit of what is it, Pride and Prejudice with zombies or whatever it's called, which I have not read, but I saw the movie of on a flight once, and while it is a hot mess, like a real hot mess, I have to say, as a bad movie to watch on a flight, it was a pretty enjoyable hot mess. It was It was admittedly everything foolish and odd I would have possibly wanted from that movie. Oh, no one had magic powers in the movie. But it was definitely good times. Ah, I've lost. I see what's happened. Oh, Mary Robinette. Cool. Oh, interesting. There's another. There's the Dark Days Club. So there's a series of books, similarly magic Regency ladies with weapons. Shades of Milk and Honey. I will have to look that up. They might be scientists. Because that sounds fun. Now I have to draw clothes. Oh man. And I was just congratulating myself on how this head looks pretty good. And I'm like, oh no, there's a whole person. Okay. First of all, we need some cheat the chainmail here. Just suggest the chainmail. And then a shirt underneath it for, you know, comfort and such. This is frankly my great failing as any sort of concept artist. I'm not great at putting people in clothes. Make her hugging a sheep. Oh. That's true. I would have to worry about the anatomy of the sheep, though. Ah, yes. What did I put? What did I put when I did Shep's portrait? What did I put? She was sitting on a hay bale, and I think I put a sheep in front of her feet. So I was like, I don't just everything beneath the knees is unimportant. Forget it. Oh, hugging a sheep. We can hug a sheep. We can hug a sheep later. I feel like, in particular, this character would not hug a sheep. Although I don't know. Maybe. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I had a really excellent artist from the internet do a portrait for money of this character, because I never get to have other people draw my characters, and it was super fun. And she gave her a really excellent jacket, because I said I'm bad at designing clothes. Anything that you come up with will probably be better, and so you should feel free to do whatever you want. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna cheat and use that. I'm also gonna try and figure out how. Oh, good. Oh, hidden layer. Excellent. Yes. Sheep approved to use swords. You know what? I take it back. I feel like she would hug a sheep in the sense that she would help if you needed to shear sheep. She's definitely a helpful kind of person. She's an accidental paladin. She's that kind of person. She's actually very like most of Ursula Vernon's paladins. Ooh, the sheep training hidden there. I like it. Hello, Auntie Shepherd. We're doing people with swords. I'm warming up with one of my role-playing characters. And I was told that she should be hugging a sheep. And I was thinking of you and saying that she probably would help with sheep shearing because she's a helpful person, because she is accidentally a paladin. And that's basically all you missed. Oh, that and me suggesting that actually she's an awful lot like most of Ursula Vernon's paladins. The game has a mechanic for sacrificial dodge, where you essentially knock someone out of the way and take the damage for them. And if you do well enough, no one takes any damage. Let's just say I have used that skill more than once. Yes, something horrible happened to her. Sometimes when people annoy me in that game, I remind them that I have been to literal hell and back. Because that's a thing that happened in the game. That shoulder is incorrect. I made the classic artist mistake of thinking about details instead of overall form. Oh no. Shame be upon me. Anyway, yes. All of Ursula Vernon's paladins are amazing. They cheer me up every time. I did not actually mean either for this character to be a paladin or for her to be that kind of paladin. It just happened. I'm not saying it wasn't clear really quickly. I used the first sacrificial dodge in like the first game session. But, you know, she was just supposed to be a swordsman. Just a nice normal person with a sword. A mercenary, in fact. I'm sorry, say what again about Ursula's paladins? All of Ursula's paladins are good and I enjoy them, and they make me happy. mean, I could say that a number of times. As many times as necessary. Past Sarah did not draw that hand at all, did she? Just like past Sarah of 5 minutes ago was like, finish with this sketch. Past Sarah was wrong. Past Sarah just chose not to draw that hand, I see. Just was like, no, we don't need to know. We don't need to know what's going on there. We do, though. They Might Be Scientist says, Ursula writes the best paladins, to be fair. She has spoiled me for other writers. I mean, it's cool. We could just say nice things about Ursula Vernon on stream today. That could be our secondary theme. I'm okay with that. The first time I read, and I think I've said this on Twitter in one of my threads of being nice to people, the first time I read anything that Ursula had written, I think it was a live journal forever ago, before I knew anything about anything she ever wrote. It was a short story. And it was like someone was writing it for me, and it was weird. I was like, why does this story sound like the inside of my brain? I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. And it was cool. I really wish that I remembered how to draw people. I've done this to myself. I gave you the options. And then I did not warm up beforehand. In fact, I got out of bed at 2:45. It's alright, she can blush to death. We can't see. This whole area is wrong, and I'm just not sure what to do about it. That was what to do about it. Something to the equivalent of that. I guess. Sure. Jackets over boobs. Thanks for joining me for Sarah Relearns Human Anatomy. Alright, foreshortening. Damn. The Jackalope Wives collection is a really, really good one. Not just because the Jackalope Wives is one of my favorite stories. In my quest to draw human hands, I have drawn paws. Is what's happened. Okay, you know what? It's fine. I have hands. I can figure this out. Just, give me a second to sit here awkwardly looking at my own hand. Yeah, like that, kinda ish. What? Oh, our craft has chairs. Oh, Ursula's tweeting about gardening is the reason that our craft filled their balcony with plants. And now the first cherries are getting. That's very exciting. Hi, Hannah. My moderator is here. Everyone behave. That's where the hand needs to be. How I foreshorten it to that place, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Do you know what's easier? Women in Regency dresses. Should have skipped right to the request for the women in dresses, honestly. Would have been so much easier. But in fairness, I really enjoy this character, and I actually quite like the design I came up with. So I'll get there. I'll figure out how chainmail buckles over a person who's sitting not quite straight with boobs. I'll figure it out. I'm dedicated. Started. Now I have to finish. No, I actually somewhere I have a start of. I have to show you guys this because my failed sketches never get any airtime, and this one amuses me a lot. I tried. Because it's a role-playing game. There was definitely a bit where she had to wear a dress, and I attempted to draw it, just to see how silly it would look, and I couldn't get the head turn right. So that bit's wrong. Just ignore it. But the shoulders are perfect. Good job, me. Ooh, a dot brush for chainmail? Oh, that's clever. So yeah, using this moment to share good ideas that I never executed. I usually do chainmail like this, where it's like just some of the curves of the mail. Anyway, no, a duke loaned her a dress, and she wore it to a feast, and it was silly. She was uncomfortable the whole time. But that's okay. Because then I got to draw it later, and that was fun. This is freaking. This is very 90s X-Men right here, isn't it? I was trying to decide where to have her look. Guess looking down. Yeah, looking down. We'll go with looking down. I was gonna have her looking down or looking at camera. We'll go with looking down. Sorry, Shep. So sensitive about my creepy eyeless animals and or drawings. So sensitive. What's that? Yes, thumb goes inside. Good. I've been Yeah, that arm just feels super wrong still. Just all of it. All of it feels incorrect. Nope, 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 nope. Laser beam. Glowy-eyed sheep guana. What? What has happened? Sheep guana. Sheep guana can breathe fire. It does not need laser eyes. Oh, I know what will help me feel like this is all fine. Gauntlets. Yeah, gloves. Put gloves. When in doubt. When in doubt, put gloves on. Your people. Now their hands are all chunky for a reason. Yes, it does for sight. Oh dear. Sheep guana laser sight. There we go. When in doubt, gloves. Maybe fingers. It's ish. It's fine. I'm letting it go. Give her mittens. You can't hold a sword in a mitten. It's not gonna work. This is the wrong line. I feel like the hands are maybe a little small. I don't know. I have no judgment on hands because I have tiny hands as an actual human. So when I go to compare scale of things, I'm always like, no, that seems normal. Seems perfectly fine. Okay, yes, you can hold a sword in a mitten, as long as your mitten has grip. She's definitely mittenable. Okay, I'm accepting my mistakes and moving on. To the important part, which is obviously the sword. Legs? No, that's not. Don't worry about the legs. We'll get there. No. Duplicate my layer. Duplicate it. Whatever that was, don't do it. Thank you. I should really have known better than to make a casual, sarcastic mitten comment in a chat full of people who actually know. I'll be honest, I put a lot of hands in pockets in animation. She can't afford finger gloves, so mittens. I mean, that's fair. Mittens are also pretty warm. Hiding things worked for Liefeld. Fair enough, yeah. I have a general animation rule, which is that background characters don't get hands unless absolutely necessary. If you're just a background filler distraction, your hands are in your pockets, folded behind your back. I don't care, but no one gets to see them. I'm not drawing that. Not if I don't have to. Oh right, this is a whole new layer. What am I doing? I'm drawing a lady with a sword is what I'm doing. Yeah, fingers far too detailed for background characters. That is true. Okay. Sword. She does look kind of like me. But that's just because I gave her mostly my haircut. And for some reason in this drawing, also my nose, which isn't totally how she originally was drawn, but whatever. What layer is anything on? That's a little bit more like the original. Cause you're looking at a baby sheep. Can I know that look? Now I'm giving characters my facial expressions. Oh dear. I suppose that was inevitable. In fairness, I apparently have a pretty good skeptical, disappointed parent face. So that's an important life skill right there. Let's see, boots, I guess. I mean, I did want chill music, but I'm wondering if this music is too chill for the ladies with weapons theme. There's an epic channel. We could try the epic channel, but I worry that it might just overwhelm conversation with epicness. What do sheep do at their most petulant? Oh, I mean, yeah, sheep are complainers, just like goats. Complainers. Okay. Let's look up photos of lambs. I need a very specific angle that no one is going to take a picture of a sheep at, which is facing sort of away from you. And to be fair, everyone's going to take pictures of them looking directly at you because that's adorable. Hey, she has feet, but you want a sheep. Maybe the sheep is blocking her feet, Shep, you don't know. But she has feet, I just didn't. I was gonna do, you know, fantasy boots. Good old cuffed cavalier fantasy boots. Like you do. And then hide the cat's feet with quail. Oh dear. Yeah, see, I'm trying to remember how people look because all I've been drawing is birds. Gotta relearn humans. Because I've been drawing just birds. I may be the only artist in the world that actually finds feet with toes easier to draw than shoes. I don't know why. I'm bad at shoes. Herpes. Byzantine, not Babylonian. Maybe Babylonian too. Demons with bird feet. Oh dear. Our craft has baby emus in a small window in the corner. I mean, that seems like the best of all worlds, honestly. Is to have baby emus in the corner of your screen. Oh, I hate shoes. Why can't everyone be barefoot? I should do a whole series where I learn how to draw shoes. I should practice shoes. I should solve this problem with the power of practice. Those feet are not the same size. And this one is at a bad angle. And that broke, and I don't know why. So we'll do it again. And this time, we will fix it. There. That is slightly better. Just gonna touch some things up. Look, feet. Oh, I know what's bugging me. It's this. It's that wouldn't do that. It would be tight against the front and like weirdly foldy in the back. That's a little bit. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna draw women in dresses after this. I'm not drawing any more feet. Oh, I haven't saved yet. Thank you, Arcraft. Whew. That was... What? It's just me drawing shoes. This might be Monday. Monday, Sarah draws shoes. Oh, speaking of cat cam. He is back. Thank you for reminding me to save our craft. I don't know how I get through my daily life without someone reminding me to save. Oh, good. Here is a picture of a lamb facing vaguely away from me. Thanks, the internet. Oh no. All of the baby bird cameras. All at once. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, I like this track though. It's Miracle of Sound. And Miracle of Sound is great. Okay, where was I? Oh, right, swords. I have a whole sword reference, I think, folder? I hope I put them in a folder. That would have been very clever of me. Nope. Why? Why would I not do that? Oh, past Sarah. Why do you rely on your ability to remember when you downloaded an image in a folder that's like 6 gigabytes of reference images? Why are you like that? And welcome back. There might be scientists who know how's food. We could take this break while I look for photos of swords that I definitely have to say more nice things about Ursula Vernon. Just cause why not? Somewhere in here, which I would find if I wasn't already looking for swords. Somewhere I have fan art from some of her stories, in fact. I know that's why I'm doing this, Shep. Honestly. Now I'm just milking it, frankly. Now that I have the opportunity. Look, I have a folder called Medieval Fantasy Dress. I have a folder just for medieval fantasy dress. Why do I not have a folder for swords? I ask myself. I have a folder labeled Tucson Birds. Specifically, Tucson Birds. Focus our craft, make food, eat. Well, here's a fancy sword. That's not really the right sword. Ah, I found the bit with the swords. Good. Good, the bit with the swords. Let's pull some sword. Most of them are rapiers, because I like rapiers. But that's okay. Just need some inspiration. That one's too fancy. Okay. Let's show you guys some of the swords that I've got open now. Oh, this is a nice rapier. There. Yeah. I found the swords. Oh. So, I'll just slide some. These are, I think, mostly for the Regency ladies later, but I just wanted to prove that I found the swords, really. Oh dear. Okay. Now that I've found the swords, I think I can probably find the fan art. Maybe. It suffers from the same general problem of not having a labeled folder and living in chronological order. It's not back that far. Surely. Surely not. Oh well. Oh, I could just search for the title, it turns out. This is my silly doodle. Bryony and Roses. Speaking of women with weapons. Yeah, I'm willing to. If someone asks me for a sword, it turns out I'll just send one. No, that's not entirely true. But I did send Shep a sword. That is my fault. I did not send They Might Be Scientists a sword. They Might Be Scientists found a sword all on their own. The character that I am drawing, Hannah, this is Karis. She's a role-playing character of mine. Weirdly, I do not own a sword. I mean, I own a fencing foil for actual fencing, but I don't own a sword. Yeah, and I don't actually remember why I did that doodle. I just remember that at the time I felt like I needed to draw the character. That happens sometimes. I've got a really old one too somewhere of the Little Red Riding Hood retelling one. Oh no, I've minimized the wrong windows. Oh no, come back. But I don't offhand know where I've put it. But it's there somewhere. Now I've forgotten where else. There we go. Sheep and swords. Yes, good. Oh, it's a great mental image of They Might Be Scientists hiking around Toledo for the rest of the day with a sword strapped to their backpack. I actually really love drawing people. I just didn't for a while for some reason. I don't know what happened. I know what happened. There was a pandemic and I was drawing my feelings with words and flowers. And I've mostly just been doing that. So usually I draw people more often. More regularly. And I don't have to approach them like I've forgotten what humans look like. They Might Be Scientists had to coat check the sword at a church, which led to some questions. They Might Be Scientists has the best stories. I feel like nothing I have done is as interesting as half of the stories that They Might Be Scientists has. Oh, Shep is no longer in the room with Ursula. We can stop embarrassing her. Okay, fair enough. This has been a brief interlude of Sarah Says Nice Things About People, but not on Twitter, instead live. I love that in one statement, They Might Be Scientists has both insisted they are not interesting, and then also explained why they are interesting. I'm not that interesting. My family just pissed off some magic user a few generations back, and so we have weird luck. The sword was lashed to the top of their backpack with a bright orange scarf. Good. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, let's see. I think wrapped in leather, probably. It's true. You'd think that Toledo would be prepared for people to buy swords and then be like, oh, right. Now I have a sword. Well, that's a hand-and-a-half sword, and that's how it's gonna stay, I guess. If you're gonna pick some things for local tourism, swords and nunnery pastries seems like the thing to pick. I mean, swords and pastries, yeah. I'm there for it. I'm 100% there for swords and pastries. I am also trying to decide how this guard will go. I think to like there. But then have it kind of go in and be a little bit less prominent. Yeah, kind of like that. Like, we'll do the twist like it's twisted. There we go. Pittsburgh is basically famous for Ursula, except people do not make pilgrimage here. It'd be very disconcerting for everyone involved, I think, Shep, if they did. I know how I would feel if people made pilgrimages to visit me. I know so clearly how I would feel that I don't tell people where exactly I live. And I don't even expect people to care. It's just automatic now. Oh. Long straight lines. I feel like in general, pilgrimages are a thing people get to make after you've died. It's people get to visit your grave. That's where the line is drawn. then you can visit the holy relics or whatever. But until then, I don't know where any of my layers are anymore. There we go. That's okay. That's incorrect. That is too much. Oh no. Oh, of course I did that. Of course I did. Good job, past Sarah. Put all that on one layer like a champion. Sword is not long enough, is what's happened. But, afterlife service provider. Ghost pilgrim. Ghost pilgrim doing pilgrimages and rites of ghost cults. I mean, yeah, you don't know the rules for after you die. Those pilgrimages might turn out to be important. Okay, Sarah, make a new layer. Good job. Do the thing you complained that you didn't do before. Try to behave. Okay. Feels more like it. Yay, sheep guana. Almost done with my self-indulgent fan art of my own character. Wait, that's not true. Fan art, you can't have fan art of something that you designed. It's just art. I mean, I guess I am technically a fan of my own characters, but it's not the same, I assume. Almost done with my character I'm drawing. Sketching, not just inking like a crazy person right away. Yeah, I'm failing in my usual this is an exercise in letting go process of drawing during stream. Oops. Usually I'm supposed to just draw it like I mean it. and accept what I've done and move on. Apparently today I'm being too precious. Oh no, music bot. Cheer up. I know how to cheer you up, music bot. Where's the channel? There's the channel. Well, this is weirdly appropriate, but not as epic as I was expecting. This needs to be a different sword. Because canon. Which, by the way, I feel I've been very restrained about. Words of a ghost, yes. Ghost pilgrim poems. Poems for ghost pilgrims. Oh yes, Auntie Shep is getting some a working oxen team. That's very exciting. Cannon and Cole. Yes, Hannah, she has more than one sword. There's a running Witcher joke in this particular game. With the DM insisting that I'm not a Witcher. But then circumstances making it more and more possible. Yeah, working ox team. No more hay bale lifting, only ox pulling. Okay. Good. It's just, what is on that layer? Right. We'll just move everything over here because there was a request for a sheep. So we're gonna attempt to fulfill. Now you watch. I'll have spent like 2 hours. An hour and 15. Wait. An hour and a half. An hour and a half. We'll say an hour and a half. Drawing this person. And I will draw this sheep. In like 5 minutes. I will draw not only in 5 minutes and also while being actively corrected by a shepherd. People are complicated, is what I'm saying. Need to move you just a little bit. Don't want your head to overlap the sword. That'd be awkward. Ah, yes, you gotta dig a well. Oh, Epic is singing. I actually like this song quite a lot. I've heard it before, but I'm not gonna compete with someone singing in the background. That's just complicated. Back to ambient we go. Ah, yes, the moving oxen. Okay, that's not quite right. Now I forget what bleeding sheep look like, even though I definitely have drawn that before. I have a surprisingly large number of just sheep noses in my reference folder. And I have no explanation for it other than knowing Neolithic sheep. Auntie Shepherd is the reason I have so many sheep nose reference images. But also, this is like sort of from behind. I've given myself a complicated task. Turns out. Because they kind of wrinkle up when they... Oh, sheep. Back to basic shapes. When in doubt, back to basic shapes. See, dogs are also hard. Not as hard as people, but harder than hooved animals. And I don't have an explanation for why that is. I don't know. It's just... 'tis just the way of things. Also, don't design your images to be at weird angles. Don't make my bad choices. That's okay. We'll have worked it out eventually. Whoops. It's true. I didn't say I hate drawing dogs and cats. I said I do not enjoy it as much as other animals. I'm better at drawing cats than dogs because I own cats. And, I'll be perfectly honest, I like them better. Look, sheep is at a weird angle. We're still trying to figure out sheep. So yeah, I'm a cat person, not a dog person. I'm sorry. I know. Okay. This still feels incorrect, but it's close, and I'm probably gonna go with it. Or something close to it. No, that's not helping. Does that help? Actually, that helps quite a bit. That might help. That's a little bit better. I should just stick. Oh yeah, the Easter mods were I missed the Easter mods. They were cute. You know what? This was better before I started erasing things. It turns out. No, I don't. Why must I decide that, Auntie Shepherd? Why can't I just leave it exactly like this and move on? What's stopping me? It's a baby. I can make it smaller. Its head's still super wrong. And I'm annoyed about it. But yeah, no, the sheep guano with the boba is it fits so good. It's perfect, and I love it. Oh, I'm tempted to just erase the head. It might happen. Even baby. So it's not a rim because this is a family show. Oh, I don't know. Yes. For those of you who have not yet played with them, in the lower left corner of chat, there is a channel points counter. You get them for watching, commenting. They just stack up. You can use them to edit your sheep guana. So you can give your sheep guana bubble tea. You can flip the sheep guana. The flower crown I don't think works totally with the sheep guana because of the off-centerness. Yeah, alas, you cannot stack edits, which is too bad. Right, I've exercised all the restraint I can. I can't deal. Sorry. Sorry, I have to fix it. I was going to just belligerently stop working on it. Oh no. Oh no, the edit. The inappropriate edit. The inappropriate and yet weirdly accurate edit. Okay. I'm gonna try. Let's see. Nope, that did not work. Right. Hello, Cascadia. Okay. Neck. Ears go here. This is the nose. Now I'm drawing a sheep skull, kind of. Then the jaw goes down. To bleat. And this is the nose. And the ears go there still. Well, Beamer should become a patron. And then Beamer could have sketch requests. Oh. But look. So, oh, that's a mistake. But look, I stopped trying to fake it. And now this is a much better sheep head. So you know, I actually worked out the shapes of things. And now the drawing is better. Who knew that's how that worked? If only Beamer knew someone who was a patron. A weird car sound bird? Oh dear. Okay, yep, sad sheep. Sad sheep, sheep ears. How we're kind of the back, so sheep ears kind of that angle. Oops. Yes, sheep ears. Hmm. Look, maybe someone only half sheared it. Maybe mistakes were made. So. Still not quite right. Still not quite right. Okay. I don't know what layer is what anymore. Cool. Australian birds imitating car alarms and car block noises. Eh, eh. Okay. I say okay a lot, and every time I notice it, it starts to bug me. So if you hear a lot of pauses for a bit, it's because my brain is trying to change my vocal habits. Good. There, sheep. Sheep that totally distracted me from drawing people with swords, women with swords, which was what the original plan was. Everything. Oh. Swords with women. Oh no. Oh good. Stream is okay. Cause Stream says it's fine for me as well. So I wouldn't know how to fix it. Oh, it's a good cat cam today. Good work, Jack. Good work looking cute for everybody on the internet. Cool. I hope that it fixes itself. Get to know nature. Yes, I read Swordheart, Auntie Shepherd, who wrote that in chat in all caps. But has Hannah read Swordheart? I feel like potentially not. Because that really is a book about swords with women. Okay. Skeptical looking at sheep. Good. I feel that we can say that I did the thing. I will label this Karis plus sheep. Make some new layers. Oh man, can I draw Hala holding Sarkis's sword? I do not remember the descriptive details for the sword. If someone could remind me of the descriptive details, I do not. I'll do it. I will totally do it. But if someone could pull descriptions of people, that would be very helpful. People and the sword, because I don't remember It's 5 o'clock. We've got an hour. We can make it happen. I just labored too long remembering how drawing works. So what I'm going to do is take a quick break because I haven't yet and I'm out of tea. And as you know, I've only been awake since like the beginning of this stream, so I need more caffeine. When I take that break, if y'all could collect some descriptions for me from Swordheart, I will totally draw Hala holding Sarkis's sword. And then I will draw a nice Regency lady with a fancy rapier. And I will just, maybe I'll just take that straight to, maybe I'll just ink that like a cartoonist and be bold about it. And we'll get it done. In the meantime, I'm going to slap up the break sign and put on some water in the kettle. And I will be back momentarily. I am back with tea. Oh, music bot. Oh, music bot. Yes, Cascadia Studio, hydrate. Right. Metal etched with interlocking circles, but how many interlocking circles? I ask myself. Hello, Sario528. I will blame Shep. Welcome to the blank page. Requests have been made. Okay. But there are rules about the sword being drawn or in the scabbard, right? Ursula said, and I quote, "I don't even really know what the sword looks like." Okay, cool. Good to know. What has been, I'm looking at Twitter now. What's been said? What's happened? Oh, I see what's happened. Cool. Okay. And here I thought this would be easy because, yes, I remembered what Hollow looked like, but not the details of the sword because they weren't super important at the time. Because the sword turns into a person pretty much right away, and then you kind of care more about the person than the object. So, I see what's happened. I see what's been said on Twitter. Where is literally everything I had open? Let's see. I'm not gonna lie, I actually always kind of just pictured Hala as Ursula Vernon, which I feel like might be weird for everyone involved, but that's just what happened. So this is what happens when you put pictures of yourself on the internet, I'm afraid. But I need some. I mean, that's just the description. That's what it made me think of. You know, what can you say? But that was her defense, that Hala is blonde. Oh, hair color is not the most important signifier of an individual person, I'm afraid. Okay. I'm gonna make this weird for another friend of mine by kind of basing it on her. And if it helps, you can tell Ursula that the friend I'm kind of basing it on is in fact blonde. So there. Let's see. We're gonna have to make this happen faster than the previous drawing, which took 2/3 of the stream. Let's see. I'm gonna go with let's do ourselves a quick basic body shape here. Ribs. She's kind of short. I feel like she was kind of short. I don't know. Maybe that's incorrect. But in my head, possibly because all of the plump, voluptuous women I know are kind of short. She's kind of short in my head. So Shoulders. Hips. Too long a body. Fix that. That's better. Hi, Frymaster127. I'm glad that you're a big fan of pottery quail. Thank you for stopping in briefly while we indulge. Okay. Now I need a good pose. And I'm gonna base it on sword. You know what? She's just gonna be hugging it, is what's happening. Not holding it properly. Just hugging the sword. Like that is what's going on. Oh good, so no pressure. Thank you, Arcraft, for finding the description for me. Oh, MusicBot quit. Come back, MusicBot. We weren't done. Right. So as I said, sort of basing it on Friend, sort of basing it on Ursula. I've been told that Ursula does not know what the sword looks like, so we're gonna get to do what we want. Does anyone remember how Hollow wore her hair? Did it matter? Did she wear it up? Up, down. Was it curly, straight? It was blonde. Yeah, MusicBot's afraid. You don't think it's mentioned? Cool. Then I'm gonna do what I want. Oh, it's been a while since I read Swordheart. I'm gonna have to try and remember how I thought of the character at the time. Well, I feel like I've made her kind of like a hobbit. So let's see if we can't do some correcting scale here. Slightly. Cool. Hair. Right. If it's gonna end up in your, okay, it's gonna be slightly curly. I've decided. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's because the friend I'm sort of basing this on has curly blonde hair. Is the truth. Okay, cool. So we've got a braid back here. Good. Question answered. Like right now? You're right now going to put hen saddles on the cave roosters? Ah, the kitty in the corner is Jack. I think he turned in a circle so you don't get the extra cute shot of him. He is a good boy. He is napping in the sun. He's my little old man. He's a bit over 15. Arcraft, you are an amazing researcher. Oh, we've gone back to encryption glitch. Ah, MusicBot. For new viewers, MusicBot is Pretzel Rocks, a streaming music service that offers free licensed streaming stuff, or more of it for a fee. We tell stories with it, is what we do. We have a tendency to invent whole stories based on what MusicBot chooses to play for us. And I am the one who started calling it MusicBot, I think, possibly because I was reading Murderbot recently because the new one came out. So, if you're wondering why we talk about MusicBot like it's a person, that's what happened. Perfect. Okay, I'm pretty into this actually. I'm liking it. I'm liking the direction I've got it going. Feels like it's right-ish to the way I felt about the character. Yes, social justice, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Murderbot is amazing. I love it. Also, a worryingly large number of moments in my life have made me feel an awful lot like all of Murderbot's descriptions of feelings. So yes. Super Murderbot, if anybody's not read it. Although we've talked about it before on this stream. If you've not read it, you should read it. Because it's great. I feel like somehow or other I've got the angle of this wrong. Yes, like that. It helps that MusicBot politely announces in the chat the tracks that it's playing. So, okay, we're not gonna do a weird angle. We're just gonna be very specific here because we need to talk about. Okay, I know what's happening. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna have just because I want to see the blade. But as I recall, pulling the sword out is there's a whole thing. There are rules. So I'll be honest. Sarkis feels like a large sword. I don't know if it's specified, but he feels like maybe a hand and a half or a great sword. That might. I'm leaving it for now, but that might be too like. I am not going to draw Sarkis appearing. Do not have time for that. But what I am going to do is draw like fun magic fire. Is what's going to happen. We're gonna try and make this more decorative, less there. Good. I tell you what, we'll add Sarkis at some point later. Because I want to get Hala correct, and also because I have to design a sword. And then we'll draw him like looming behind, and it'll be fine. Also, I just assumed the dude who was referenced for him was Kevin. I apologize. Again. This is what happens when you exist on the internet. I start to make assumptions. Alright, what else do I need here? I need more magic fire. And let's see. Make this a simple crossguard. In a minute, chat, I'm going to have to scroll up and try and remember what you said about the sword scabbard. It was interlocking circles, like up here, I think, interlocking circles. Although I now have it on good authority that no one knows. But that doesn't mean I want to be corrected later. Okay. Now that I've erased my it's leather wrapped because that was the wrong curve. It's kind of going away from us. It's leather wrapped because of course it is. Where are those? Where is the interlocking circles? Hair pulled back. Scrolling up. Saying hi to new people. Ah, yes. Blade has script on it. Scabbard is the ornament. The metal etched with interlocking circles. Okay, the scabbard. So the scabbard is fully metal. A fully metal scabbard, which strikes me as uncomfortable. Just gonna tidy up my layers a little bit here. Scabbard is fully metal and and has interlocking circles. And I just googled silver scabbard and it tried to autofill it with scabbard fish, which is apparently a thing. So we've learned something new today. There's a silver scabbard fish, everyone. I am looking for a good shiny silver scabbard. It could just be the fittings. The rest of the scabbard could be... it's a fancy magic. It's a fancy magic thing. Let's assume the whole scabbard is silver. Let's assume it's all fancy and magic. Yeah, like this Russian doodad. Okay. I did it again. Curses. I should just give in to my verbal tick, shouldn't I? Just allow myself the freedom to fill all of my pauses with okay. Oh, Jack went to have a snack. I'll put him back if he returns to his window. Depends how he's feeling. Okay, rings. Rings for attaching to your belt, I guess. I have decided. Now, interlocking circles. So. Like that. But all the way down? Nah, that's not fun or interesting. Let's kind of more Celtic not work it. Let's kind of have them be like a Trinity thing. And then like some actual knotwork to kind of bring it together. Well, you know, just a twist of. And then another set of 3. And then what? And then that'll be that decorative bit. Then we need it to go all the way to the bottom. How long is this sword? I feel like it's a hilariously long sword. Ah, Hannah leaving for Animal Crossing. Have fun, Hannah. No, that was not a straight line. That is also not in line with. No. None of these buttons are helping. I mean, it's close. It's so close, and yet not quite there. The gay roosters have clothing. Oh, good. Little purple rooster jackets. Yeah, that, like, just hilariously large. Although I actually don't think you put swords that get this hilariously large into scabbards. I think it's mostly just a thing you strap on your back, naked as it were. But that's fine. So, more circles down here at the bottom. More of sort of that knotwork circle effect. And then maybe nope, nope. Doesn't work. None of it works. No decorative. No decorative end. Just that. A hilariously large sword. K Rooster clothing just in time for Pride. Good. Sword. Oh no. Remember what I said? Everyone was we were gonna do a Regency lady with a dress on, so I didn't have to draw legs and feet. I've been betrayed. Betrayed by my enjoyment of Ursula Vernon's literature. Oh, do I even know what weight her? Yeah, okay. Let's pretend like I planned this better. There we go. Oh, thank you for the reminder. I am saving. Oh no, Hannah's secretly still here. What's your good news, Castadia Studio? Now you have to tell us. Also, an anonymous cheers with the ghost with the... Oh, so cute. Okay. Portions of this feel odd to me, but it's possible that that's just me. No, the thighs are too long. It's not just me. After a minute, I have decided it is, in fact, not just me. I was correct. The proportions were wrong. Kneecap. Cascadia Studio says, my 6-page comic got accepted for publication into an anthology, which is super awesome. Release party, they're gonna have a release party in fall at the comic store. Awesome, Cascadia Studio. Congratulations, that's super, super exciting. And here I am drawing feet again. And I blame you, chat. I blame you. Not myself. It's definitely not my fault. Can't imagine how it could possibly be my fault. I'm too easy to trick into drawing what you guys want me to draw. That's what's happened. I feel like I picture Hala in an apron the whole time. I don't know if that's fair or true, but it's definitely a thing that I pictured. Like, it's a medieval, just gonna look up medieval apron. Yes, like that kind of. Yeah, exactly. It's because she's practical, and she's sort of implied to be doing all of the useful things in the house. And aprons are sort of necessary. That's a good username, not on Twitter. I remember thinking that before, but I will say it again. Not on Twitter is a solid username. So yeah, we're doing Hala and the sword. I don't know what layer I'm on anymore. I think I'm on the wrong. Yep. Mistakes were made. We'll just put that back down there. Kind of want to keep the sword on its own. Let's turn this down a little bit and do a new color, put some clothes on. Let's see. Looking at some medieval apron stuff. Well, that's kind of a cool apron. No smocking, that's madness. I'm not drawing smocking the internet. What foolishness is that? Aw, they might be scientists. Realizing that they can never be appropriately practical. Oh no. In fairness, I think the character that I feel most connected to in any of Ursula's books is probably the Bishop Beartuck. There's a line in Paladin's Grace that's essentially, oh good, more people. And I feel like that a lot of the time in every meeting I've ever been in. So for the most part, frankly, more than paladins or heroines, I'm like a tired bishop is what I connect with. Whether it's true or not, only people who hang around with me in real life can say. But I spend a lot of time feeling like the tired adult in the room. We are sketching in animation red and blue because that is how no, I'm not gonna. I might animate. Oh, now that you've said that, damn it. I might animate the fire on the sword because I really like effects animation, as you might have noticed from my over animated steam at the beginning of my streams. My holding pattern animation before my stream starts of like the lovingly animated steam. So yeah, I might animate the flames, honestly, now that you've said that. Sometimes I wonder why I even have a sketch thing in my Patreon if I'm so easy to convince to just draw what you want in the first place. I'm really not holding up my end of the bargain, am I? Just always immediately like, sure, that seems fine. We'll draw that. But yeah, I think I could animate the flames. kind of weaving around and then flickering. That's fair. It is probably the only way to get me to draw your border collie. That's true. We've already established my preference for cats. Let's just go for the usual. Let's just straight up medieval busting out of the dress thing going on here, because I mean, of course. Good, so my hilariously long sword is correct. Perfect. It might even be too short. Let's I feel like we have to do our bit to. I think it's I was too restrained. I was correct in my initial assumption that the sword is truly hilariously long. So let's just make it hilarious. Let's just go for it. We'll just go for making it like properly hilariously too long. Why not? There. And in fact, we can just make the whole thing like larger. I recognize that ruins the red I sketched on the fire, but that's not important. Not important at all. There. That's better. Okay. Yeah, if you have not read Swordheart, it's quite charming. I would say a little bit lighter-hearted than some of Ursula's fluffy romances, in that I feel like it might have fewer bodies. Although there is certainly threats and kidnapping, and I mean, maybe I spoke too soon. But it tries. I do not have large breasts, and trying to figure out how they deform a shirt is complicated. Yes, it's definitely lighter than the Clockwork Boys series. Yeah, that's I'm just going to assume we've got some gathering going on, and that's going to save us. That's the draw. We just, you know what? I know this is less accurate, more Ren fair, but we'll just straight up drawstring the top of this. That's how we'll deal with this. I have decided. Yeah, I'm pretty into the sword. I feel like I think we may need some more decoration in the middle, but something subtle. So yeah, we're going for drawstring that's like barely holding them in, as it were. So let's kind of do that. Oh, you know what? I don't have to worry about most of this because I've drawn arms in front of it. Good job, me. There's... That one's kind of being squeezed. Sort of serious business. I mean, it is. It's a very serious sword. It's a sword that means business. Too much puff. Don't want puff sleeves just gathered. Okay, when you hug a sword to your chest, I guess you're squeezing boob out of the way. Is what's happening. Where? Oh, 3/4. Why did I decide on 3/4 sleeves? What thought process is going through my head at that point? I wonder. I should know it was like a second ago, but apparently I got nothing. Right, skirts. Yeah, not no live streaming from Dog Skull, unfortunately. But I mean, not overly full skirts, practical skirts. But with that underskirt, whatever it's called. Haha. Hannah and my roommate are both gone. No one will correct my medieval grammar. My medieval terms. The underskirt thing is what we're going with. Who knows what medieval shoes look like? Fantasy shoes? I don't know. I'm gonna make them look mostly like feet. With soft soles. And move on. If you weren't here earlier, new people, I was complaining about how I don't like drawing shoes. Oh, so I'm perfectly slippers. Slippers kinda good. Slippers, and I'm correct in my use of the term underskirt, and I've got an underskirt address, and I'm perfectly correct. Excellent. Now everyone, you're gonna have to watch me draw these hands like I mean it instead of like I'm just pretending. So, strap in. I've gotta draw hands like I know what I'm doing. Like I had a plan all along. Which I did not. I'm a champion of sort of generally estimating how the hands ought to be and then moving on without thinking it through. This is the thumb. Okay. Yeah. The thumb has to be up here. We aren't fist gripping this sword. We're sort of clutching it to our breast. Music pot. This place feels unnatural. I don't know, maybe it's talking for the sword. I got nothing. And this hand I really didn't plan. This hand I really left up to chance, didn't I? Well, it's probably fine. And where is that thumb? As I hug, yep, it's that one. That one's kind of tucked under. We don't need to see that one. Good. Although, there. It's true. MusicBot prefers derelict space stations. Oh, that's weird. I'm sorry, Sario528, that Twitch just closed the stream and reopened it. Music. I feel like I probably call MusicBot because of MurderBot. Beyond that, I don't have an explanation. Okay, where are we? We're almost. Okay, here I made a promise, and I did start late. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some final kind of inky lines on this. To cheer myself up, we're using Mr. Natural Brush. And then we'll go a little bit late. Because I want to fulfill chat's earlier dreams of Regency ladies with swords. I want to do a Regency lady in a nice empire waisted dress with some lace and a rapier. And I don't have time, but I might be able to do a quick cartoon version. We will see. Yes. Sometimes MusicBot gets a little frustrated. But yeah, MusicBot tells us stories. They're just usually sort of frightening stories, often in derelict space stations. Although it's got some good secret agent bits, I must say. Although that's possibly just because I've mostly been complaining to myself about my inability to draw people. So, possibly, I was very talkative, just not usefully talkative. That's so weird. Why is Twitch doing that? I'm gonna check my... Yeah, I'm not getting any alerts on OBS at all. That's super odd. It's not giving me any dropped frame alerts, any encoding alerts. It's just moving right along. And I did check because often it's my fault. Because as we've learned, things have started to go slightly off. I should be live again. tells me that I have reconnected. Because I can see you all in chat. I'm clearly connected to the internet. But apparently, apparently Twitch just lost me. That's so odd. I am sorry, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I especially don't know what's going on. Okay, it's not me that's buffering. I'm getting no warnings about buffering. Getting no warnings about buffering. Also, I have a fiber connection. So none of this should be happening is what I'm saying. I should be able to be uploading like 700 megabytes per second. So sorry everyone for the weird moment of disconnection. I don't know what that was about. It was not my internet because I could still use my internet to chat with you. So I assume Twitch decided it did not love me anymore. Possibly it's mad that we've gone overtime. Maybe what I need to do is buy a new laptop, but no. But no. So instead, we'll do the best we can with what we've got. I hope that it's working for everyone. I feel like possibly a bunch of people left because it died. And I'm sorry about that. But at least it died after we'd gotten through sort of the most interesting bit. So everyone saw the planning. Everyone saw the planning, and now we're just doing the tidying. Oh, let's be obsessive. Let's be obsessive about these interlocking circles. This one will go on top. And then this one. And then it'll go under this one. And then this one goes over it. Wait, but does it go over or under that one? Under. Yeah. Now. Now do you go over? You go over this one. Sure. Yes, that looks right-ish. Are we still some buffering? I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not getting any alerts, save that one disconnect. And I'm sort of feeling like it's Twitch this time. I sort of feel like it's Twitch and not me. Oh no, not on Twitter. Yes. I think at this point it's a Twitch connectivity issue. That's what I'm choosing to blame. Because I can't find a problem on my end. The internet is still connected. I was still reading chat. I didn't actually realize it was that time a disconnect. Until, wait, one of the, they're fine. All the circles are fine. Which of the circles is messed up? Look how fine those circles are. I don't know which one it is though. Top, I don't, where? Here? Okay. I remember now. I remember now about the baskets. I'm remembering how how touchy pattern repetition gets. I'm not great at it. So I'm here like, nah, I think it's fine. Looks fine to me. I don't know. I love that everyone in chat was bothered by this but me. Everyone's like, no, fix the circle. And I'm like, what circle? They're fine. What could you possibly be concerned about? Oh no, I have to. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna save myself the trauma of doing it again. I'm just going to reuse it so that you can't yell at me. It's fine. It's the same one. Everything is correct. Copy and paste will save us all. Oh right, I forgot there's oops. Whatever that was, it was not what I wanted to do. There's etching in a language that is not explained, so I'm gonna fake it. It's probably gonna look like Elven or maybe me trying to do Elven. Me trying to make up a fantasy language. There we go. There we go. I have to fix the sword needs to be a little bit narrower. It looks like it's not fitting quite in the scabbard. There we go. Apparently I don't have a fast mode today. Apparently I'm just going to do everything kind of slightly slowly. Don't think we're going to have time for Regency women with rapiers. I might have to give that to you on Twitter later. I'm apparently not fast arting today. I said I would draw Sarkis later. But y'all voted on a theme, and the theme was ladies with swords. And I was hoping to draw more ladies with more swords. But apparently I'm on slow mode today. And I feel like I'm gonna have to just accept that about the day. And carry on. Because it's not improving. It's not improving with time. Or more caffeine. Yes, look, I could argue that I've already drawn Sargus because I've drawn the sword. Do you want Sargus or do you want animated fire? There's your choice. Ah, yes, now's a good time to remind you that I have a Patreon. And for $5 a month, you, like Auntie Shepherd, can demand I draw things. And I will have to do them. Because that is the deal I have made. At $10 a month, I will mail you a print quarterly. A lovely 5x7 print. Sometimes I'll let everyone choose. Also, right now, this is a reminder specifically to patrons. Right now, you are voting on what my pottery miniseries should be. Should it be the fungus tea set or should it be the poison tea set? You get to choose, so please vote. Because if you don't vote, then I'll have to pretend you voted and choose for you. Because now I've told everyone that you're going to be doing it. Also, maybe try not to make it a tie, but if you do, that's fine. I'll accept my fate. I don't know what I'll do about it, but at least it will be a proper vote. No. This time, I didn't put a poll on Twitter, I just put the pictures on Twitter. This time I'm letting patrons exclusively decide what the pottery series should be, because it's going to be a pretty long running one. I'm expecting it to take up a lot of Friday tea times. It's kind of meant to be a mini series. It's kind of meant to be a mini series, so I want to make sure that everyone kind of has a say, because it's going to take up a lot of time. Oh, also, all of my waiting to be fired pottery, all of it, every last bit of it, including all of the bats and everything, is at the studio to fire. Everything has been dropped off as of yesterday. We had a couple of minor breaks that were repaired on site from the traveling, mostly fish fins. But the larger stuff all traveled really well. Bat, goose, gosling, teapot of lizards is all now waiting to be bisque fired and will be fired probably next week on Thursday. So, finally. The votive cows are there. Also the dog. They are good. They arrived safely. To be fair, I hate driving with pottery. I hate taking pottery places. I hate taking bone dry pottery to the studio to fire. I've always hated it. Something always breaks because they're so fragile. Basically, a fish just rolled over and put too much pressure on one of its tiny fins. But you can usually repair bone dry pottery pretty easily before you fire with a little bit of repair fluid, and ideally they'll be fine still. Importantly, nothing big broke. No pieces came off. No big fractures or anything. Just a couple of little fins. I've decided that the tie is over the sword because I think that's cute. Well, whose fault is that, Auntie Shepherd? It's not mine. I abdicate responsibility. Just because I sent you 3 quail and 3 lamps. My next challenge is figuring out how to retrieve a lot of the work that's sort of been trapped in the group studio since the pandemic began. That's going to be quite the thing. The sheep bowls, as you may remember, also the sort of chickadee and rivet teapot cup set, and the sheep teapot are just trapped. They're trapped in a closed studio, bisque fired, but not glazed, and I don't really know how to get them back. Because I hadn't really thought about having to get them back until it became clear that possibly we were not going to look at city facilities reopening for quite some time. So that's still a thing. But at least the problem of how to finish pottery has been solved. Because I, for one, would like to have more space to store unfinished pottery. Also, I'd like to sell you some pottery. Just, that'd be nice. Oh, big long straight lines. Like to be able to put some pottery up on my website for sale. Someone's already claimed one of the bats. I might keep the other bats. Who knows? So, I'm excited. Yes, I'm aware that the Minoan votive cows are specifically for you, Shep. There are some photos of the bats on my Twitter account at Sarah with T. If you guys missed them or don't follow me yet, I usually after these streams post what we worked on Twitter as a follow-up, especially if it's pottery and I've got a little bit more work to do. That way people who are watching can see the final result. Especially if someone had to leave early. It's more fun that way. A lot of gathering in this garment I've designed. Right. They are very good bats. I'm pleased with how they came out. It was one flying fox and two little brown bats. Also, and perhaps most importantly of all, the enormous goose will finally get fired. Quail probably survive being mailed. Quail are sturdy, as long as they don't have any little bits sticking off. Quail are largely pretty solid. Yes, the goose will finally be fired. New people. Some time ago, back in the days of yore, months ago, I sculpted a basically life-size goose and gosling. Just to see if I could, really. And then, as it was drying, yeah, back in the before times, then as it was drying, a pandemic started. And so it's just been sitting on my dining room table for so long. And finally it's going to get bisque fired. It may have to wait until my group studio reopens to get glazed because I need a dip glaze for it. It's so big. I can't really make a dip glaze at home. But at least it will stop being horrifyingly fragile. How am I going to interlock these rings? Like this, I think. Uh-oh. But then how will this go? It goes over, under, over, under. Right? Right, chat? This is the correct ring interlocking process. I've done nothing weird and broken the system. Good. Oh, and the Auntie Shepherd is going to be open firing. That should be really awesome. I can't wait to hear how that goes. Good. So. All the lines. There. Oh, wait, I need the fire still. What color? Blue? It's blue, right? I feel like it's blue. I remember it being blue. I could be completely wrong. But in my memory, it's blue fire. Excellent. Silver fire? Blue? Blue fire? Blue. Okay, good. We have a general consensus that my brain remembers correctly, which is good. Excellent, excellent. So get ourselves some fire on here. Yes. That's not the layer I wanted to turn off. That's the layer I wanted to turn off. So we have done the thing, my friends. We have drawn. Oh, I want it all on screen, but not that small. I should really figure out how to turn off that zooming thing and have it just do it in increments. What I really want to do is be able to do what I can do in Adobe Animate and select just, okay, I'm going to stop fiddling and just leave it here like this. So that everyone can see Hala and the hilariously oversized sword. What is the story? Chat would like to know what the story is of the Potu judging everyone. I will tell you the story of the Potu judging everyone. Sario528. I drew a Potu for myself and loved it so much that the first time I streamed after that, I vaguely trolled everyone in chat by leaving the stream start screen up and dancing the Potu around. Having it sneak on screen and then disappear. And it gave me such joy that I've left the Potu here this whole time. That's the story of the Potu. And yay, Ursula approves of our rendition of Hala and Sarkis the sword. Hooray! So we've done the thing. We could draw Sarkis behind this, or I could animate the flame. I'll ask on Twitter, and you guys can shout at me. How about that? Because I can finish it later. Lost it all on this. Oh dear, music bot. Whew. Music bots spent too much time in Vegas, I guess. So, this actually, I'm really pleased with this actually, after spending the first half of this stream complaining that I've forgotten how to draw people. I'm actually quite pleased with how this turned out. This is pretty much, I feel like how I pictured Hala while reading it. Although, honestly, I just pictured Ursula. But we'll just pretend that that's not true. This is basically a combination of Ursula and a friend of mine anyway. So, it's fine. No one artist, they'll eventually accidentally stick you into a drawing, is what I'm saying. But I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. The other thing we drew, as you may remember, is my role-playing character and a sheep. If you weren't here for the part where I spent an hour and a half trying to remember how to draw people, complaining about it, and drawing my role-playing character, here's another lady with a sword. And then I spent way too long trying to make a sad sheep. Oh my god. Do you guys have... animate the fire jumping off the sword and turning into Sarkis. On the one hand, yes, I can do that. I can make that happen. On the other hand, I feel like you have no concept of how long that will take. No concept at all. It's, like I spent probably 2 hours just on the Steam and the start screen. Just because I have the power doesn't mean I should use the power, Auntie Shepherd. Another stream series. I've done animation. Wow. I feel like Murderbot might be on my side here. Not Murderbot. See what I've done? See what you've all caused me to do. I feel like MusicBot is on my side. It's possible that it said kill your darlings and I just thought Murderbot. Anyway. I've done animation streams before. So I actually think that you may all know how long that takes. If you remember the crab apple. I forget why I did the crab apple animation series, actually. But it happened. So, you know. I guess maybe if you want to watch me animate fire turning into a person, it'll be a more restrained, more effecty version of animation than the crab apple, which was a very actual 2D animation stream. But if you're into it, I'll stream animating blue fire turning into Sarkis. I'm willing to do what you want on this stream. Are we gonna do a Sarah's Made Before review? We can do that. We can go back to ye olden times. Weirdly, those things are in folders because about that I'm tidy. Let's see. We have yes, here. Oh, why do you insist on being like that? You know what? We're just gonna open it. We're gonna open it in Animate. Fine. We're gonna open a whole new program just for y'all. The before times. I mean, we're gonna wrap up soon. So if you're just wanting to see Hala and the sword, that's we're good. That's we've wrapped up the ladies with swords. I forgot to save. I'm saving it now. We've wrapped up the ladies with swords thing. So if you don't want to watch me just indulge chat by showing everyone old stream topics, feel free to go. We will wrap soon because I'm hungry. But in the before times, let's see, which do we have? What do we have open for this one? There we go. Yes, the apple one. This one's the apple one. I had forgotten that you made me put a baby quail on its head. I remember now. Making the quail roll off. Yeah. There's a sheep guana. What else? Oh, he makes a little happy. And I need to watch that again because the bouncing quail. What's this one? What do I have? What do I have here? Oh, it's sleeping. It's a sleeping one. Oh, and it had the kick. I forgot the kick. Yawn. Nap. That's just the base. And this is the quail forever. Good. So that's sheep guana. Let me explain the quail like this. Yeah, there were no quail today. That was because there was a sheep. No one shouted quail. No quail happened today at all. Weird. Put it this way. On my Patreon, all of the levels are named after quail. All of the tiers have quail names. I did not choose quail as the theme of my online existence. It was chosen for me. It just happened, and here we are. I don't know how, why, it just, the quail chose me. So that's that. Let's see, where's the crab apple? We'll show you the madness of actual 2D animation briefly before we go. Let's just start showing old work, shall we? Because I feel like this deserves a review. If you weren't there for the I've just decided to draw Shep with a unicorn stream. That's what that's about. Oh, that's right. It's my punishment for trolling you on the internet. That is the wrong crabapple. But where is the right crabapple? There it is. Oh yeah, when did I? Oh, hang on. I'll open this back up. Yeah, I forget when we added the skulls somewhere in the middle. We started with Shep and a unicorn. Then we started to add quail and skulls. This isn't even the most recent version. I think I've added stuff since. Hang on. I think that there's a later version of this with but did I take, I don't know if I took a whole, I don't know if I saved the whole thing. There's a later version with there's a later version with cats. I don't remember why I added the cats. But there's a later version with cats murdering quails. Immediately causing trouble. And I guess I just didn't save the full thing with cats somehow. This somehow led to the exasperated wombat. I forget how. There's a whole sequence of events going on here. I deeply love this wombat. So much so that I wanted to make an enamel pin of it, but no one understood it. Everyone was like, I don't get it. And I'm like, look at it. It's an exasperated wombat. It's perfect. No one believed me. Anyway, while we're reviewing, we've gone way late, so we're gonna stop soon. But this is the crabapple animation of which I am referring that took the entire stream. Do we have, these are all sketch layers, right? Yes. We did the sort of storyboard thing. We did the character model, and then we did an animation. And this was what we had time to do. Lots of legs on crabapples. I had regrets. But that crabapple standing up. Look at that lovely unfolding. So this is the 2D animation stream I did. Fun fact, that's my actual job. I am an animator for a living. So when I said I have the power to do the blue flame to Sarkis thing, yeah, I can do that. It will take a while, but I have the power. I have the power to do such things. Here's Hala and a sword, which was the point that we were doing. We've now streamed for like an extra 40 minutes. So enough reminiscing. Not quite enough reminiscing. I'll show you guys a secret. Only patrons have seen this, and I'm just going to show it for just a second. And now it's gone forever. The secret process of the goose. Such a good goose. So, with the power of Photoshop, I'm just going to rearrange things so that we can kind of see everything at once. This is what we did today. I'm so pleased with the goose. I can't wait for it to be fired so it can stop being fragile and on my dining room table. I'm very excited about getting to fire pottery again. So excited to finish pottery again. Pottery is a process that requires a bunch of steps, and some of them require a kiln, which I don't have, and I'm very excited to finally get finished pottery again. The sheep is being beheaded. Okay, look. Is that safer? The ground plane is different. She's clearly in the foreground. It's fine. Don't worry. So, I need to cook myself some food. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna eat crackers for a while before I have the energy. And in the meantime, I'm gonna do the wrap-up speech that I make up on the fly every single time. I should write something down or use some sort of closer that's standardized, but instead, I just talk at you until I properly just stumble into saying goodbye. So, as we've mentioned a number of times, there's a Patreon. If you enjoyed this stream, would really appreciate it if you would stop by the Patreon. $2 gets you access to all the patron posts with the process things, coloring pages, special things that other people don't get. $5 gets you a sketch every month. $10 gets you all of those things plus a quarterly print. I'll be honest, the first print was that Potu in the corner, so I continued. I will troll you a little, but I'll troll you lovingly with art. And I will see you again on Monday from 5 to 7 Pacific Daylight Time for Monday Shelter in Place, where I'll just work on whatever I'm working on. Until then, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe, be kind. Black lives fucking matter. Burn it all down. And have a good night. Bye, everybody.